I welcome you all to the first lecture of circuit theory, and this subject is an important subject for the electrical engineers and electronics and other branches also who are preparing for PSU and GATE examinations. For the clear understanding of subject, I have divided the whole subject in 5 modules, and each module has 7 to 8 lectures. And so let's start our first lecture. The first module is the basics of circuit. In this module, we will study all the basic component involved in the circuit. We will also study the different types of dependent and independent sources, then star delta transformation, the voltage and current division, duality of network, and lots of numerical which are concerned with gate and some other numericals which will cover most of the concept of circuits. Coming to the contents of this lecture, we have ideal and practical sources. Here it will be practical also. Ideal and practical sources, then dependent and independent sources, linear relationship between voltage and current of network element, and 2 examples. Energy source is defined as a device which generates electrical energy. One point I would like to mention here that in this course we will be discussing the electrical energy. The energy can be of different type. It may be solar, thermal, hydraulic, nuclear and other types, but in this case our concern will be most about the voltage and current source. So when we classify the energy source in electrical, then we will get 2 types of sources. The first one is independent source and the second one is dependent source. We also have sub classification like voltage source and current source, and in dependent we have VCCS, CCCS, CCVS and VCVS. I will give the detail in next slide about all the dependent sources and why this named has been. Okay, so in this slide we will also discuss the representation of voltage and current source. Here in the first figure you can see that this has given the representation of a voltage source, and when a plus minus sign is only given, it means that this is a voltage source which is constant or DC. Constant also means DC. So we can say that this is a DC voltage source or a constant voltage source. But when we have this type of symbol inside circle, then it means that this source is an AC source. If expression is written for Vt, then it will be voltage source, and if it is written as It, then it will be current source. So it may be voltage and current. For current also the graph will be same. If it is starting from 0, this will be sin omega t, and if it is starting from this point, then it will be cos omega t. That is the only difference. Current is represented as an arrow inside the circle. It means, and the arrow shows the direction of flow of current. If we have this type of representation, then this is AC current source. This representation means AC, and if with this representation we have plus minus for the reference, then it is voltage, or if we have an arrow, then it will be current. Now coming to the ideal voltage sources. What is the ideal voltage source? First of all, representation. We have seen a DC voltage source is represented, it can also be represented as this. One side, one terminal has longer than second one, and this one is also known as, is always considered as positive. Still, if this plus is not marked, we can still consider it as plus terminal, or we can represent it as plus minus. Now if we draw a VI characteristic, voltage current characteristic, or voltage characteristic with respect to time, then we can see that for a constant voltage or DC voltage, if this voltage source is ideal, then the voltage at t is equals to 0, or we can see that t is equals to t1, voltage value is same. If it is V, then it will also be V. The current at this point may be 0, and current at this point may be I1. So we can say that when we are moving with respect to time, the value of current is changing, but the voltage is still constant. So this type of source is known as the ideal voltage source. Now I am interested in calculating the resistance, or say internal resistance, of this voltage source. What is the internal resistance of this voltage source? So for this calculation, I am considering 2 points A and B on the time axis, or say current axis. Then I am drawing a perpendicular to this. Current at A point can be considered as IA, and current at B point can be considered as IB. Similarly here VA and VB. Now R in, it may be capital or small, both can be. R in resistance is nothing but the division of voltage by current, or V upon I by Ohm's law. So, and if we have differential voltage, then it can also be written as dV upon di. These all points will help you in solving the good numericals of electrical circuit. So we can also write it as delta V upon delta I, or V2 या VB minus VA divided by IB minus IA. Now look at this figure. In this case, VA and VB both are same and equal to V. Then if these two voltages are same, then VA minus VB will be 0, and IB minus IA will have some positive value, but the dividing value will be 0. So we can say that the internal resistance of ideal voltage source is 0 ohm. And I will remind you that when you solve the circuit theorems like Norton, Thevenin, or maximum power transfer theorem, then while calculating the internal resistance in maximum power transfer theorem, or Thevenin resistance in Thevenin theorem, or Norton resistance in Norton theorem, what we do, we short circuit the voltage source. This is the reason you can see, as we have 0 volt means we can, if we have 2 points A and B, we can short circuit this using thick wire, not thin wire, thick wire, because thick wire has less value of resistance, and ideally we are assuming it as 0. Now our next discussion is ideal current source. We can see the representation I have already discussed. This is a DC current source. This is also a representation of DC current source. And in case of AC current source, if we have this type of representation, this will be AC current source. Okay, so these two are DC and this one is AC, both are current source. Now we are drawing a characteristic for a DC current source. Now again at t is equals to 0 and t is equals to t1, I have considered 2 points. Then at t is equals to 0, the current is also I, and t is equals to t1, current is also I. Current is same. Now if we look at the voltage, this is voltage axis, then V1 is equals to 0, V2 is equals to V1, means voltage is increasing with respect to time but current is constant. Now again considering 2 points A and B on the voltage axis, what we get? The voltage at A point is VA and at B point it is VB. Again current at A point is IA and B point it is IB. Now I am also interested in calculating the internal resistance of ideal current source. So R internal is equals to V upon I. I have written already. It can be written as dV upon di or delta V upon delta I. Coming direct to the point, we can write it as VB minus VA upon IB minus IA. But in this case, VB minus VA has some positive value. But IB minus IA, both current are same, so it is 0, and when we divide some positive value with respect to 0, we get infinite value. So we can say that the internal resistance of an ideal current source is infinity. And again I will remind you that while solving the Thevenin, Norton and maximum power transfer theorem and calculating the internal resistances, what we do, we open circuit the current sources. If we have A and B point, we open circuit. Open circuit means no current can flow through this. So I is equals to 0 and R is equals to infinity. Our next discussion is practical sources. So I have included both practical voltage source and practical current source. We will discuss one by one. Okay, as you know, ideal voltage source has 0 internal resistance, but practical ideal sources doesn't exist really. All the wires have some resistance. It may be very less but still exist. And so I have considered an value Rs, which is a small value. So drawing a characteristic which has already been discussed, this is nothing but current axis and this is voltage. So voltage is constant because DC voltage. Let's say the value is also V. This is a small v, means instantaneous value, and this is V, a voltage. Again considering 2 point, I will tell you this by an example, A point and B point. Let's say, okay, I am considering this point at, okay, at this point, let's say the value of voltage is, the value of current is I is equals to 1 ampere, just considering a value so that it for the clear understanding. I1 is equals to 1 ampere and I2 is equals to 5 ampere, and assume Rs is equals to 0.1 ohm, just for an example, and Vs is equals to 10 volt. So the V output first will be the expression of V output. What is V output? I am writing here. V output will be nothing but Vs minus I into Rs. So Vs is 10 minus I is 1, Rs is the value, sorry, I is 1, Rs is 0.1, so it will be 9.9 volt. So V output is here 9.9 volt. Again second point, V output at B this is at A, V output at B will be 10 minus 1 into 5 into 0.1, so it is 9.5 volt. And if we consider at this point, then V out at origin is, at this point current is 0, so 10 volt. And drawing a line, we can see that as we are moving forward, the value of output voltage is continuous decreasing. So this is the characteristic I have drawn using thick line. This is the characteristic for practical voltage source. And in practical voltage source, still if you solve a circuit and you are given a practical voltage source like this, 5 volt and 0.1 ohm, then what you do, this point will be short circuited and this will be as it is. In the same manner, we can also understand the ideal current source. Ideal current source has also, for the constant value, this will be same, but when we see that, because total current, you can see in the circuit, Is is nothing but the sum of these two current, that is I0 plus IR. Applying KCL at this point, IR is the current flowing through in the load, I output is the current flowing to the load, and IR is the current flowing through this resistance. This is the complete representation. When we represent practical current source, what we do, we connect an resistance in parallel to the current source, and in voltage source, what we do, a small value of resistance is connected in series. So this point should also be noted. And in this case, if Is is constant, then as the value of IR is increasing, then I0 will decrease, and this current is the output current is an parameter of load. So now this current is not constant, output current is changing, current here will change. But what we have considered, that if we have a voltage source of 5 ampere, then this will supply 5 ampere. But what is happening, when we are increasing load, this is supplying 4.9 ampere or 4.8 ampere. Now we have a representation already discussed, independent sources. All these sources are independent source because this source is not depending upon any other parameter or any other circuit condition. Now one more point, if we look at this diagram, this VI diagram, then we can say that for this two quadrant, first quadrant power, if we calculate, then positive voltage, positive current means positive power. It means it is supply condition. Supply condition means this power is delivered by source, and in this case we have voltage positive, current negative, means power is negative, and negative power means load condition or power is being consumed. These points will help in solving circuit numericals. Now dependent sources, and this topic is an important. What is dependent source? Dependent source are those source which current or voltage depends in some other voltage or current in the circuit. So, and I have already discussed what is the voltage and current source. One point should be noted here, that when you get any representation like in the diamond box, then it is sure that this source is dependent source. and now this source can be voltage or current. So I have already told you that if you get plus minus, then this is voltage, and if you get an arrow direction, then this is current. So plus minus is voltage and arrow means current. Now looking to this source has been written as plus and minus, means this is voltage source, and we can write it as Vs, means voltage source. This is again plus minus, means voltage source. This is arrow, means current source. Again arrow means current source. Now looking at the circuit condition, this source has been written as mu into In. Mu is a constant and Vin is voltage of some other circuit. So this voltage, we can say that this voltage is depending upon the voltage of some other parameter, other condition. So here we can write it as, we can say that this is a voltage controlled voltage source. So voltage controlled voltage source. Again here it is write as rho and I. So this dependent source is depending upon the value of current. So we can say that the current controlled voltage source. This is current source and this is value depending upon the voltage. So voltage controlled current source, and again this is beta into I. So current controlled current source. Ohm's law provides a relationship between voltage and current of a resistor. When we apply a voltage across load, a current will be flowing in this, and this current is directly proportional to the applied voltage. If we are increasing the voltage, the current will be changing. So current is dependent parameter and voltage is independent parameter. Or if we remove this proportionality constant, we will get I is equals to 1 upon R into V, and at some place it is written as V is equals to I into R. A small v and a small I represent instantaneous value. And if we draw a diagram, then voltage and current relationship can be written as V is equals to IR, and if this is y x, then this will be slope. So y is equals to m into x, and m is nothing but it is R, which is resistance. But in some examination, in some questions are given like this: find the resistance of the circuit, and you will be given this. Here it is I, here it is V, and a straight line, and this value will be given. Here it is 5 and here it is 2, and option will be given as 2 by 5, 5 by 2, 0, none, just like this. So in this case you have to look at this question. Here it is voltage, but here it is current. So this slope is not R. You can see that it is written as I is equals to V into 1 upon R. So it is on the y-axis, x-axis, so this will be m. So slope will be m is equals to 1 upon R. So you can, m is equals to 2 by 5, so R is equals to, will be equal to 5 by 2 ohm. So this answer will be correct. And When we consider the resistance, one point is needed to be mentioned, that the resistor is practically a non-linear element, and this resistor is linear for a given duration of current or for a small range of current. This resistor's value is depends upon the temperature, humidity, pressure and other circuit condition. So what we do, we consider a small range for our operation, and if we use this resistor for long time, then it will get heated and the value of resistance will also change. Now at last we have two numericals in this lecture, and we will solve one by one. There is some problem here. The option I am again writing. The option was RA is equals to RB, RA is equals to RB is equals to 0, RA is less than RB, or RB is equals to RA upon 1 plus RA. So I am solving. What is the question? The question is, find what is the relationship between RA and IB, or means which option is correct. So looking at both this circuit network, we have in this 2 and 1 ohm are connected in ladder. In this case also 1 and 2 ohm are connected in ladder, but if we look carefully, then still we can find that 2 and 1 ohm are again in this network also. So redrawing the network, we can draw it as 1 ohm, and all this value is equal to RA, so this value can be RA, and consider A and B point, and this total resistance is RB. So RB is nothing but parallel combination of 1 and RA, or we can say that RA divided by 1 plus RA. Now look at the options. We have fourth option which is correct, and this is a GATE question. This type of tricky questions are asked in GATE. And our last question is, in the given circuit, the current supplied by battery, we have to find the current supplied by this battery. So we will solve, and please focus on this numerical. This is an important, and I will tell you how to solve this type of numericals. This numericals is also including a dependent current source, and this dependent current source is current dependent current source, because this value is depending upon I2, and I2 is the current which is flowing in 1 ohm resistance. Now how to solve this type of question? This question can be solved by using the KCL. If you want to solve this using KVL, then KVL is not applicable, because the current flowing through the voltage across any current source is purely arbitrary and depends upon the external load connected across it. And for this dependent current source, we don't know the voltage across this current source, so we cannot apply the KVL here. Now what is the option? The option is to use the KCL. What we do, we consider a node. Node is the point where more than two branches meet, so let us consider a point A. Then the voltage at A point can be taken as VA. My procedure is to assume a current in forward direction always. What is the benefit? The benefit is, when we write the node equation, we will get always the positive value. you will see. Now consider this current as, you can consider it as 1 2 3 ABC or XYZ. So in this case VA and 1 2 has been used, so I am using IX, IY and IZ. Now we can say that the applying KCL at node A. If we apply KCL at node A, we will get Ix plus Iy plus Iz is equals to 0. And what is Ix? Ix is the current flowing from A point to 1 volt source. And what we do also, we consider this as a grounded, so we can have a reference value, and that is 0 volt. So this is 0 again now, as this is the lower terminal is 0, as it is directly connected to ground. Now this is 1 volt, and in electrical the volt current flows due to the voltage difference. If these two VA and VB are equal, then no current will flow. If VA is greater, then current will flow from VA to VB, and if VB is greater, then current will flow from VB to VA. VA greater than VB, and this is the condition when VB is greater than VA. Now in this case the current is flowing, look at this circuit. In this case the current is flowing from VA to 1 volt source. It means that VA is at higher potential and current flows due to the potential difference. So VA minus, now look at this terminal is positive, so we will write plus 1 and divide by 1 ohm, plus Iy already given, Iy is nothing but the I2, plus Iz. Again current is flowing from A point to this, and in this case we are getting that no voltage is present, so this is connected to 0, so we will write VA minus 0 divided by 2 resistances are connected in series, so VA minus 0 divided by 1 plus 1. When we solve this equation, we will get 3 VA by 2 plus I2 is equals to 1. This is our first equation, and also given in this circuit, look, Iz I2 is nothing but Iz, and Iz is nothing but VA divided by 1 plus 1 or VA by 2. So we can say that the I2 is VA by 2. This is our second equation. Now we have to find the current, so what we do, we replace this VA by 2 by I2. So solving equation 1 and 2, what we get, 3I2 plus I2 is equals to 1, or you can say that the I2 is equals to 0.25 ampere. Now what we have to calculate, we have to find the current supplied by battery. Current supplied by battery is I1, and this I1 is nothing but the sum of I2 plus I2. So 2I2, or you can say 2 into 0.25 or 0.5 ampere. So current is 0.5 ampere. So that's all for this lecture. In next lecture we will continue. So thank you for listening.